Hey, physical science folks. I'm coming to talk to you about the mole ratios worksheet and more specifically on how the heck we come up with the equation from all of this given information in each problem. I've had a few people reach out to me and so I figured it might make sense to show you a quick video on how to set up the equation for some of these problems. And then if there's anything further anybody will need, I can make a video for anything else. So let's talk about how the heck we get the equation. And let's look at number one. So the equation I showed you is already there, but let me explain how I got it. So I'm looking for key things. I'm looking for formulas of the molecules or the atoms. So for instance, I have hydrogen sulfide gas, which is H2S. So that is one thing that is a clue for what I'm going to put in the equation, which smells like rotten eggs. Well, guess what? I don't care if it smells like rotten eggs. But the hydrogen sulfide gas, H2S, it burns in air. And whenever you see air, it is always O2. And there's lots of things in air, like there's nitrogen, there's hydrogen, there's carbon dioxide. But the main thing that burns in air is oxygen. And in fact, anything that burns is a chemical reaction that involves oxygen. And so the H2S burns in O2 to produce. When I see the word to produce, that means we now are figuring out what is going to be produced or what is going to be made when you react things together. And the to produce is actually where that arrow comes in to play. And so that arrow could mean to produce, to yield, to make, to create, whatever the case may be. Once you see that to produce or something like it, anything after that will be what are called the products. So anything after that will be on the right side of the arrow. Anything that we talked about before that will be on the left side of the arrow. So it's to produce sulfur dioxide, which is SO2, so that's another formula that I'm looking for, and water, which is H2O. And so now I've got all of these pieces I put in the reaction. So the arrow is already part of the to produce, but H2S and O2 were coming together or reacting to produce your SO2 and your H2O. And so that's how that reaction is set up. So whenever you see burns in air or O2, that means there's a reaction that's happening there, and it's going to produce some products. All right, let's look at number two. So we have propane, which is C3H8, and it burns in air. Once again, we're burning in air, so we're burning in O2, which means the C3H8 is reacting with O2. And so I'm going to put C3H8 plus O2. Those two things are reacting together. And then there's this to form. So it was like to produce, but instead we now have to form. And so to form is the reaction arrow. And anything after that now will be considered the products. So we have to form carbon dioxide, which is CO2, and water, which is H2O. So now I know we're going to produce carbon dioxide, CO2, and H2O, which is water. Now, as you can see, this reaction is not balanced, and I'm not going to get into how to balance it. You can ask me that in a whole separate context or video, but just to let you know, it's not balanced because I have 3 carbons on the left side or in the reactant side and 1 carbon on the right side, the product side. And I have 2 oxygens on the left side, I have 3 oxygens on the right side, and I have 8 hydrogens on the left side and 2 hydrogens on the right side. So once again, it's not balanced. You have to balance it before you can go through the rest of the problem. All right, now let's go to number 3. It's just a little bit different than what I've been talking about with the other two in the way the sentence comes across. So we have ammonia, which is NH3. Oops, NH3. So, oh gosh, let's undo that. So NH3, ammonia, NH3 for fertilizer is made by. So is made. So is made is part of the reaction arrow. It is made by causing hydrogen, H2, and nitrogen, N2, to react at a high temperature and pressure. So this one is backwards with the explanation. So we have NH3 is made by. So it is the thing that's being made. So NH3 is the product. And it's made by reacting. And when two things are reacting, they're the reactants, and they're going on the left side of the arrow. So made by causing hydrogen and nitrogen to react. So H2 and N2 to react. So the equation here is going to be H2 plus N2 reacts, because is made, oops. So what is made? It's NH3 is made. And once again, this isn't balanced. You have H2 on the left side. You have two hydrogens on the left side, three hydrogens on the right side. You have two nitrogens on the left side, and you have one nitrogen on the right side. And so, so once again, that's not balanced, but that's not the point of this video. All right, so I think that's enough for the examples. Once again, if there's any further questions on anything, please let me know, and I can send more videos and post them up to Google Classroom to keep you guys in the loop on things with this. All right, thank you for your time. Bye.